All right, we are at on Wheeler Pass Road at some junction. Man, this road sucked. I just stopped right here. You could see, or you can't really see it, but scraping pretty hard. So I'm just calling it here. Horse benchmark should be somewhere over there, and Spring Peak is all the way on at the end of the ridge line. So I'm gonna take this up a little, get horse benchmark, and then walk the ridge line over to Spring Peak, and then come down. And there should be like an ATV road most of the way back to here. So this is definitely some of the more obscure ones. It was about 12.5 miles on gravel roads. First half was pretty good, and then once you make that left, like off of, I don't know what the road is, but once you make some left off the main road, it deteriorates pretty quick and gets into like some deep ruts here where you're gonna scrape. So definitely need at least high clearance or bring a bike if that's your thing. All right, we're about like 1.5 miles in almost. You can see I just got onto a little snow field. There's been a little bit of this navigated, half kind of staying in the wash, half going up on the hill. But I think it's time to go up here, and then I should be able to see horse benchmark when I get up on the ridge here in about probably like 100 or 200 feet. So not too bad so far. We'll see if it gets worse. We just got to the top. I'm pretty sure that, and then up there or through there, and then up and around, because that one thing is the horse benchmark, I believe. So snow looks like it's all over the place. It's kind of hard to get up there, and of course I'm rocking the bedrocks, so this might be a little tougher than I have anticipated. So we'll see. This is definitely the last one I'm doing in the Spring Mountains. I will save the Wheeler benchmark and the mummy shit and the Prezi Traverse for next year, because the snow will not be gone by the time I am gone on the Arizona Trail. So if I come back to only needing to do 6 of the 100, that'll be pretty cool. So I'm gonna try and make my way over there, avoiding the snow, staying on here and making my way down, and then I'll post back up somewhere up there and let you know how it's going. All right, so the snow is getting kind of deep, so I got my wool socks on, but looks like this wash here is getting me pretty close to the summit. So I'm just gonna continue to follow this, and then when something leads me out or I'm at the summit, I'll check back in. Woo! Damn, that was steep. Still nothing but a tough walk, or a bear crawl, I guess. Class 2, just some loose stuff. There's the benchmark. Should be there in about 5-10 minutes. Woo! Woohoo! Horse benchmark. This is definitely one of the more remote ones out here. There's Pahrump. You can't see Vegas. And there's the backside of all the Lee Canyon and Mount Charleston. So I'm going that way to Spring Peak, the one that's super far away. So I'm hoping this ridgeline isn't too bad. Thankfully, there's not going to be any snow there, so that's going to be good. But I'm going to get this signed and get moving, because I'm like 3.5 miles in. I still think I have about at least 12 more to go. So nice little day I got myself in. So whew. All right, so I'm just walking along this ridgeline. The guy whose kind of beta I'm following said there was a nice clearing somewhere here. That's the only really clearing I see. So I'm gonna go down here and then stay high, and then just try and make my way back up into that burn area, and then follow that ridgeline back up. I think that's gonna be the best way to go. So if anything changes, I will keep you posted as always. All right, here's that clearing. There was the horse benchmark, came right down here, and then I'm gonna stay here, go over there, and negotiate my way up there, and then across. And I think Spring Peak is right behind it. I don't think it's that one right there. So snow is pretty annoying, but it's not icy, so that's good at least. Snow, I had to come all the way down in all the snow, but that still didn't stop me with the bedrocks. So let's see how the other side of this mountain looks when I'll be coming down. All right, we got a nice little view here. There's the horse benchmark up there. Traversed along there. You can kind of, once you're up here, you can kind of pick the line and see the path of least resistance. There's Mount Charleston, and then I'm not too sure what all these other ones are, but I know they're the big main 10,000 footers. So, and then my peak is right here, so I'll be over there soon enough. Avoiding the snow actually got me into some pretty sketchy situations, like bushwhacking pretty hard. But I think not in the snow. This would be a pretty straightforward route. Not that I'll ever do this again, but woohoo! I think that's the Summit Cairns. There's nothing above me, that's for sure. I don't see a logbook, which is a damn shame, because I'll bet there's not a lot of people that come up here. Guidebook says this is probably the most obscure peak in the Spring Mountains, and I could see why. It's pretty nice and remote up here, but I'm not going to spend too much more time up here looking for that logbook, because I'm going to get moving. I'm like 8 miles into my day. Probably got about 7 more to go to get down here and then back to my car. So it's going to be a nice giant loop that I'll have on Peakery. So you guys can follow that if you want. Let's go. I just sat down on a place where there was no snow, and I saw a jar. Oh man, there's some classic entries in that logbook, but unfortunately the latest entry told me that that peak is higher. So I'm not gonna come all the way out here to not do that when it's staring right in front of me. So I'm gonna mosey my way on up there and then go down that way. There's Spring. Here's North Spring. Views are better, I guess. I guess it looks higher too. So happy to be here. I don't see a logbook though. We're in Summit Cairn. So it looks like I'm just gonna go down here and then cut hard right when I'm down this hill. Should meet up with an ATV road eventually, and that should take me back to my car. So it's fucking windy up here though, so I'm getting down as soon as I can. All right, I'm kind of just bombing down this hill, avoiding all the crap. Doing a pretty good job of it, but it's there for sure. So I'm almost down back into like a wash or something. I gotta be. So I'll update when I'm back there, but overall this has been a pretty forgettable hike. I mean, I feel like remote peaks, sure, come out and do the loop, but with the pain in the ass drive to get out here and really not that much great scrambling, there's a lot better that you can do around here without as hard of a drive. All right, I'm pretty sure I'm on an ATV road right now, so should be smooth sailing on the way back. Should be about 4 or 5 miles, so we'll see. And like I said, the loop will be on Peakery when I'm done. All right, just on the way back, I'm on like a main ATV road now. Got that thing going on. In case you need any water, I'm sure that's probably is good to drink. Who knows? But yeah, that's icy. But just making my way back. Probably got about 3 more miles to go. Just right along this dirt road. Ooh, we are back. Solid day. And like you can see a little bit of that bumper action. Nothing crazy that some duct tape can't fix, but I'm not looking forward to getting out of here. Solid 16 miles day. About 5 on that last gravel road. But after negotiating through the snow all day, I will take it. So happy to be done, and on to the next one.